College Park, Maryland. I got a little bit to say about this story. Y'all are taking the L. I don't think I've ever talked about College Park before, or really even very many stories out of Maryland, but nonetheless, we're going to talk about this, which involves their former mayor that was caught up in something that is flat out disgusting, and it's something that's prevalent that I've been kind of talking about. I'm going to parse my words because I don't want to get in too much trouble, because not everybody is really going to understand where I'm coming from with this. So let me give you a disclaimer before I get to talking about the nature of the story. Wrong. There we go. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. So let me give a disclaimer, an additional disclaimer to the LGBT community. I don't mean no disrespect to y'all, the rainbow community, but the things I'm going to say are based on facts. They're going to be based on things that I've seen for a long period of time. And it's also based on what I believe that might help us to try to either realize some of the warning signs of this stuff that's going on with our kids, and maybe even ways to prevent it. So let me just throw that out there. Don't get in your feelings before I say what I'm about to say. Now, this man that you guys see on my screen, and I'm getting this story from wwmt.com, so thank you for the article. He was the former mayor of College Park, Maryland, and he's been charged with numerous counts of child porn, according to Prince George's County Police Department. So I wonder if you guys remember the story that I did about the Zulloks, which I actually just showed their picture on the screen here just a minute ago. You guys can look this story up under the title, Couple That Pimped, P-I-M-P-E-D, Pimped Their Adopted Sons Out to a Pedophile Ring, according to reports. You guys can go back and watch that story. And in that story, I actually said, first of all, they weren't vetted properly to be parents. Those two men that you guys see in the middle are a married couple. And it's funny how they asked for two boys so they could be fathers to two boys, and they ended up sexually abusing these two boys. Okay? So here's the thing that I talked about that made some people upset. And yes, this is related to this story. The first thing I said was, when it comes to these same-sex couples, with women-on-women couples, one thing that you have that's very prevalent, that is a statistical fact, is there's a high rate of violence between W-on-W relationships. When you have male-on-male relationships, one thing that is super prevalent is the hypersexuality. That's a fact. I've had people get mad just because I said that one sentence right there. Anybody want to get mad about that? Okay. Now, the reason that I bring that up is because you would have to wonder, is it a conducive environment to have children around people who are violent and extremely violent and are not being held accountable for their violence? A lot of times when you see a group of women fighting, they either will just film it, let them fight, or they'll break it up and then everybody goes home. I don't see a bunch of people getting arrested. There are plenty of videos out there to prove that that's the case. I've seen it happen, right? They just let them go home. Now, if it were a bunch of men fighting, no, everybody that's going to jail. Even the people that was trying to break it up, everybody going to jail when it's men fighting. Let's flip that and let's talk about how hypersexual men in general are. Okay? We are usually the pursuers. We usually are motivated by sex to the point that where, even though between men and women there's usually a mutual benefit to the point of climax, I guess men like it so much that we're actually willing to pay women for us to have that experience with them. Right? We're willing to pay for it when there's a mutual benefit for both sides. So to me, that actually proves that we have a much higher level of sexuality, a hypersexuality, even though they say that women want it just as much as men do, but I don't see a bunch of women out there paying for sex from dudes. So if a man would be willing to think illogically like that when it comes to sex, then you would also have to ask, is he a suitable candidate to be a parent? Okay, so I think that's where the balance has to come in. A man knows that he can't hit a woman. So therefore, the rate of violence in male-female homes is going to go down naturally. Everybody catch that? The violence rate is going to go down naturally because men automatically know even if the woman even utters the words, he hit me, y'all, he going to jail. And he don't want that. It could ruin his job. It could ruin his reputation. There's a lot of consequences that could follow that. Okay? On the flip side, you have to ask, if men are in relationships with other men in these circles who are usually extremely sexual with each other, that's the main motivation. With girl-on-girl couples, the main motivation is emotional. With men-on-men couples, the main motivation is sexual. That's the main motivation. So I just think that you have to be mindful of that in this situation. Here's the reason why I bring this story up in relation to the story talking about this fool who actually looks like, let me back this picture up real quick. And I hope I didn't lose nobody. Okay? This dude literally looks like a pedophile. If you looked up pedophile in a dictionary, it should have his face up there. He has the prototypical pedo face. The reason why I bring that up in relation to this story is for this. The dudes that you see on my screen were recording these boys that you see that they're hooked up with, filming them, uploading it to the internet so other pedophiles can watch them sexually abuse these boys. So the thing that I added to this story, which relates to this one, as I said, there has to be a market. See how that works? In order for them to have a pedophile ring, there has to be what? A market for it. There has to be a need for it. There has to be a want for it. There has to be a person out there who's ready to accept and divulge into that type of content, which is what these people were doing. They were providing the content. Let's take their picture down. Then you have somebody like this who has on a pride shirt who was indulging in that. He was indulging in the abuse of these boys. And at first I was wondering, I said, well, could this be a man who was delving into child porn, but maybe it didn't have anything to do with, maybe he has a wife out there. And I actually looked this up because I wanted to confirm that I wasn't calling him part of the LGBT community incorrectly. Here's what I found. Thank you to Daily Mail. As you guys can see there on the right-hand side of the screen, that is his husband. I don't know whether it's legal or whether it's a, what do you call that, common law marriage? That's his husband. On the left-hand side of the screen right there. That's who he's actually or was actually in a relationship with. Let me throw another picture up there. This guy says Patrick Wojahn on the right, mayor-elect of College Park, sits with his husband, Dave Colasar, in their College Park home. That's his husband. That makes him a part of the LGTB based on his actions. Here's another thing I want to throw out there. I wouldn't put it so far past his husband that he either knew about this and probably participated in this behavior too. And he definitely needs to be investigated as well. But let's talk about this pedo for a moment. The mayor of College Park, Maryland, has been charged with numerous counts of child pornography, according to the Prince George's County Police Department. Thursday morning, WJLA Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell learned Patrick Wojahn, I don't care how to pronounce it properly, it don't matter. He's 47 years old and was arrested on charges and resigned from his post. Police Chief Malik Aziz and Jessica Garth of the State Attorney's Office discussed the developments during a news conference on Thursday. Authorities said less than 2 weeks ago, on February 17th, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children notified the police department that a social media account operating in the county possessed and distributed suspected child pornography. Then, investigators discovered the social media account belonged to the mayor. The image and videos have been uploaded to a social media account this past January, according to police. On Tuesday, February 28th, detectives served a search warrant at Wajahn's home in College Park and took multiple cell phones, a storage device, a tablet, and a computer. Wojahn was taken into custody early Thursday. He's charged with 40 counts of possession of child exploitative material. I know I probably messed that up. And 16 counts of distribution of child exploitative material. I know I'm not saying that right. Authorities say they anticipate more charges will be filed. They added, there is no indication at this time that child pornography was produced in this case. Wojahn is in the custody of Prince George's County Department of Corrections. Just days before the police tip on February 13th, Wojahn was elected chair of the National League of Cities 2023 University Communities Council, according to a release posted on the city's official website. Wojahn ran for mayor in 2015 after serving 8 years on city council, according to his biography on the city's website. I think I can skip some of this. They left a big old statement. You guys can read that on wwmt.com. This remains an open investigation. Anybody with relevant information to the investigation is asked to call Prince George County's Police Department detectives at 301-722-4930 or Crime Solvers at 866-411-TIPS or 8477 to remain anonymous. Please refer to the case number 23-0009239. I'll have a little bit more to say after this. Let me give you guys a fair usage. Have any of y'all got mad about what I've said yet? Feel free to be honest with me. Let me know. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. By the way, if you guys are watching, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, smash that thumbs up, share this video, let me know your thoughts. I know not everybody's going to agree, but I want to try to encourage some dialogue, so don't be disrespectful about it, but just post what you truly believe, maybe even post the facts that you have. Here we go. Let's get it.
The mayor we are talking about is Patrick Wojahn. Until late last night, he was the mayor of College Park, Maryland. Now he's facing criminal charges that could put him away for decades. WSA 9's Scott Broom joins us live from Prince George's County Police Headquarters in Upper Marlboro with details. Scott?
This is stunning news for people, neighbors I talked to today who know Mayor Patrick Wojahn, now ex-mayor of College Park, Maryland. They viewed him as nothing but a major civic figure. But today, detectives here in Prince George's County have charged the now ex-mayor with 56 counts of possession and distribution of child pornography. That's 40 counts of possession and 16 counts of distributing it on the internet, operating from his home on Lackawanna Street in College Park. This is after the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children found a social media account showing very explicit images and videos of kids And they raised the alarm with police here in January. Detectives in Prince George's learned the account on a site called Kick came back to Wojahn, even though he attempted to mask his activity using a virtual private network. According to charging documents in the case, he even used his city email address as an account recovery tool, the documents say. Police went to his College Park home to serve an early morning search warrant Monday. They seized phones and other devices they say had the images on them. And Wojahn admitted he had the files and shared them, according to court papers I've just reviewed.
Look at his face. Like, he just looks like a child predator. If he looks like a child predator, can y'all hit that thumbs up and share this video, please? Like, he just has the face of somebody that just, I don't know, that shouldn't be around children at all. Shouldn't be around computers, shouldn't be around technology. Like, he should be down there working at Area 51, Area 54, Area 55 that's in development. Like he shouldn't be around regular people at all. Like, they ought to just put him off somewhere and just don't let him have no type of illicit contact.
Wojahn resigned as mayor of College Park last night. He was arrested overnight and charged this morning here in Prince George's County. He's been the mayor in College Park since 2015, on the city council there since 2007. He is a civil rights attorney who was a plaintiff in the landmark case that helped overturn Maryland's ban on same-sex marriage. He's lived at the home on Lackawanna Street in College Park with his partner for many, many years, according to neighbors there. Prince George's County Police are standing by to give a briefing to the media, so we'll be covering that and getting.
I hope they investigate his partner too, because I can almost guarantee you he probably just as nasty.
The 47-year-old mayor here in College Park resigned last night after a search of his house in College Park early Monday. By this morning, Patrick Wojahn was under arrest. In all, 40 counts of possession of child pornography and 16 counts of distributing it on a social media site called Kick, according to court documents in the case. Here's neighbor Ray Baldick.
That's pretty awful, I think. Seems like an okay guy. I don't know. He may not be. I don't know what he does.
Malik Aziz is Prince George's County's police chief.
When you're entrusted with such a high office elected by the people, that it is disturbing. It's disturbing in so many ways.
Prince George's County Police told us today they executed a search warrant on Wojahns house in College Park early Monday, where they said they seized cell phones and other electronic devices that had explicit videos and images of child pornography.
Police searched the former mayor's house here in College Park and recovered several electronic devices.
Police arrested 47-year-old Patrick Wojahn at his College Park home Thursday morning.
February 17th, 2023, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children notified the Prince George's County Police that a social media account operating in the county possessed and distributed suspected child pornography. The image and videos had been uploaded to the social media account in January of 2023.
Investigators discovered the social media account belonged to Wojahn. On February 28th, police served a search warrant on his home and recovered multiple cell phones, a storage device, a tablet, and a computer. He is charged with 56 counts of possession and distribution of child pornography.
Jeez.
In charging documents, he advised he viewed and possessed files depicting child pornography and indicated he may have passed them on.
When you're entrusted with such a high office elected by the people, that it is disturbing. It's disturbing in so many ways.
In a statement, Wojahn said, while this investigation does not involve any official business of any kind, it is in the best interest of our community that I step aside and not to serve as a distraction. The former mayor's neighbors were surprised by the news.
Maybe he was into the pornography, wasn't him more so than being in the mayor. I don't know.
Not pleased about it. Obviously, the man is having some sort of problems, and I just hope he's able to get the help that he needs.
The investigation is ongoing, and more charges could be filed. Police say if you know anything, reach out to them. Lisa Robinson, WBAL, TV 11 News.
Caught their outro. My bad. Here we go.
Early this morning, the Prince George's County Police Department's investigators arrested a College Park man for possession and distribution of child pornography. The suspect is 47-year-old Patrick Wojahn. On February 17, 2023, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children notified the Prince George's County Police that a social media account operating in the county possessed and distributed suspected child pornography. The image and videos had been uploaded to the social media account in January of 2023.
And I agree with that. He thought he was above the law. He thought he was smart. He got him a VPN, a virtual private network, to help perpetuate and abuse children. Let me know what you guys think about that. And I've told you guys, this whole exploitation of children is a big business thing. So I wasn't surprised when you found out. I think it was a teacher and a banker, the Zoliks. I think that's what they were, which are these two individuals. I forgot what they did for a living, but you know what I'm saying? They were producing it. And then you have a mayor who was indulging in it and sharing it. Possibly, I don't know if he was creating it, but I know that he was definitely indulging it and sharing it. Like he thought that was cool. He thought that was okay. He thought abusing your children or other people abusing your children, he thought that was okay. And he was going to help use his government position to further the cause of abusing our boys.
Through various investigative techniques, PGPD investigators discovered the social media account belonged to Mr. Patrick Wojahn. On February 28, 2023, Prince George's County Police Detective.
And shout out to our friend Lee Hellinger. I want to say this because I think me and her have talked about this before. I personally don't believe there is any rehabilitation for people like this who hurt, murder, and abuse children. I don't think there's any rehab for that.
Served a search warrant at Wojahn's College Park home. Investigators recovered multiple cell phones, a storage device, a tablet, and a computer. Following additional investigation, PG.
Also, real quick, if y'all would, we want to try to get a few more thumbs up. If y'all would, hit that thumbs up. I don't want to keep pausing the video, but if y'all will hit that thumbs up, it'll share this video and help us out. Okay, thank you.
PD obtained criminal charges against Wojahn, and investigators took him into custody early this morning. Wojahn is charged with 40 counts of possession of child exploitative material and 16 counts of distribution of the same child exploitative material. He is in custody of the Prince George's County Department of Corrections. This remains an open and active investigation. At this point, I'd like to call up Jennifer Garth, the Chief of the Special Victims and Family Violence Unit of the State's Attorney's Office.
Good afternoon, I'm Jessica Garth. Yes, Jessica, last name Garth, Garth. And good afternoon, I am the Chief of the Special Victims and Family Violence Unit at the State's Attorney's Office for Prince George's County. I'm here on behalf of Aisha Braveboy. I do want to start by thanking the hard-working detectives of the Prince George's County Police Department, as well as our partners at the Maryland State Police, particularly the Child and Vulnerable Adult Abuse Unit. Today, they did make an arrest of Mr. Wojahn. He is currently in custody, as the chief said, at the Prince George's County Department of Corrections. He will see a commissioner. The commissioner will make a determination at that time whether he will receive a bond or whether he will be held or whether he will be released on pretrial release. If he is not released, he will see a judge. That hearing will most likely happen tomorrow. This investigation has been in partnership with our...
Let me ask you guys, is there anybody out there that believes that somebody that would take advantage of a baby, of babies, of underage children, prepubescent children, little girls, little boys who are disappearing all the damn time, either being lost in the system or being kidnapped, being taken, being sex trafficked? Is there anybody out there that believes that people who enjoy that who thrive on that. Do y'all think it's some type of rehabilitation they could be fixed? Because I don't think so. Not religiously, not psychologically. Put them on the couch, put them on a pill, castrate them. I don't think there is any remedy for this effed up thought process for people like this, and they need to be out of our society. However, it needs to happen.
And I know that Chief Aziz and State's Attorney Aisha Braveway were in constant communication throughout. That communication and cooperation will continue. We will screen the case with the lead detective. We will review all of the evidence, and our office will make a charging decision based upon the evidence, based upon recommendations by the police department, and based upon our own review. At that point, we will have additional information as to what charges will be coming, and I want to thank you for being here today. Yes, I am the Chief of the Special Victims and Family Violence Unit in Prince George's County, the State's Attorney's Office. Yes. Thank you.
We'll take a few questions at this time if you have any. I'll ask the Bureau of Investigations, Lieutenant Snyder and Detective Spicer, they can step up here and join me, but go ahead.
Yes, you mentioned that this is an ongoing investigation. Is there any indication of additional charges, such as solicitation or anything? Any indication of where the photos came from? Was there anything self-generated? Anything more regarding that?
Well, let me say this is still an open and active investigation. Our detectives, our unit, we're looking at everything associated with this. This moved rather quickly with the due diligence of the great investigative work that our team at Prince George's County Police Department, what they do every day. So I cannot say there won't be additional charges. We believe there will be additional charges in the future for what we're looking at, that we haven't completed the entire investigation. I'll allow my lieutenant here, he can speak further on it if you have anything further to add.
Good morning, good afternoon, I'm sorry, I'm Lieutenant Snyder, and I'm the commander of the Child Vulnerable Adult Abuse Unit and Internet Crimes Against Children. We do anticipate further charges. We are still working diligently with our partners at Maryland State Police to evaluate all the evidence.
Was there an indication that he met anyone or was communicating with anyone?
The answer to that right now is no. But again, when you're in an active investigation and it is fluid, we can't close the door on anything like that in the future. But right now, that answer is no.
Sorry, I know y'all can't hear a man asking the questions.
Yes, sir. The way the interface works, that social media accounts, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, you name the various, the list could be long, and they are mandated to report whenever they find child exploitive material on a device, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in Alexandria, Virginia, is the clearinghouse for that. They use methods there and determine that they go to then the main overall ICAC. In the state of Maryland, the main overall ICAC is held by the Maryland State Police. Additional work is done there, and then they farm them out to the various ICACs throughout the state of Maryland. Every county within the state of Maryland has an ICAC, and then it even breaks down further that some local jurisdictions have an ICAC.
I think that's the end of that. But again, to give my closing thoughts, I don't think there's any rehabilitation for people like this. And I think that it is, I don't know. Is this really an indictment on the people for, for jumping on a movement and pushing a movement before you look at the content of a person and the character of their heart and really take a deep dive and find out who these people are before we just start electing folks just because they out waving a flag. And I just think that sometimes we get so caught up in semantics and things that really don't matter. And in this case, I think that they did a horrible job. And maybe, you know what? And maybe this could even been the best thing for this to happen this way, because he was elected to a high position. And because of that, he thought that he was infallible, thought that he wasn't going to get caught, and got caught because of his high position. So maybe this could have been like a blessing in disguise. That's actually what I was trying to say. But let me know what you guys think. I know I've said a whole lot, especially at the beginning, that a lot of people aren't going to understand. But please take a moment before you speak out of anger to digest what I've actually said, which I didn't say a thing wrong. Please think about that. Leave a comment in the comment section. But I encourage this conversation. I want more people to talk about this. But I hope that they get that man a life sentence and investigate his husband or whatever you want to call it, man. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you.